Right now, we have two very special guests on the program. We want to continue the conversation with them about the investigations going on into things surrounding the Murdaughs. The Murdaugh family has been accused of either directly or rumored involvement with 3 other deaths before the killings of Paul and Maggie Murdaugh. We know Stephen Smith died in a very mysterious roadside incident back in August of 2015. The Murdaugh family housekeeper, Gloria Satterfield, passed away 5 years ago yesterday in a fall on the Moselle property. And Mallory Beach lost her life in that tragic boating accident in 2019 that caused everything to really unravel, particularly for Alex Murdaugh. And the Murdaugh family has denied responsibility in all 3 incidents. That is clear. Well, let's talk to 2 people right now who know a lot about the Murdaughs. Still with me, investigation consultant and former DEA agent Steve Peterson and the attorney for the sons of Gloria Satterfield, Eric Bland. Great to have you both on the program today. And I understand you both don't know each other personally. You've never connected or done any work together. You've just appeared on another television program together. So who knows, maybe after today you'll be talking. But I want to have you both converse with us about some things that people have a lot of questions about. Let's start, please, with Gloria Satterfield's death. I want to play a little clip from the 911 call, and it is eerie because we hear both Maggie and Paul on that call.
My housekeeper has fallen and her head is bleeding. I cannot get her up. She just fell back down. Can I get off the stairs so I can go down there?
Can I have your name and phone number? Or are you able to bring the phone down by her?
What?
Are you on a cell phone where you can walk down there
I'm
and
on
talk?
a cell phone. No.
Okay. Do you guys know who she is?
Yeah, she works for us.
Okay. Do you know if she's ever had a stroke or anything before?
Man, can you stop asking me all these
I
questions?
already have them on the way. I already have them on the way. Me asking questions does not slow them down in any way.
Okay, Steve Peterson, I want to go to you first, please, to share with us the information that you learned. We heard about this in the Netflix docuseries that you both appear in, and you were brought in by the attorneys representing Stephen Smith's family, trying to get some answers. You're an investigation consultant. They bring you in, tap into your investigatory experience, and you stumble upon some information that could be valuable in the investigation to Gloria Satterfield's death. What is that, please?
True. You know, as I'm investigating or interviewing all the participants or all the people that were close with Paul at the time of Stephen's death, Paul and Buster, it becomes clear that a caretaker of the property, and I mean, when I say caretaker, I'm not talking like Gloria, who was a caretaker for the house, was a caretaker of the property who would plant trees and do that kind of stuff. He was very close with Paul. So I tracked him down and I interviewed him at his home, and all about Stephen. I was there to talk about Stephen Smith and about maybe Paul's relationship with Stephen. Specifically, if this guy had ever overheard any talk from Paul or his friends about Stephen. Figure at the time of Stephen's death, Paul was probably 17 years old. He's a kid, 16, 17 years old. Kids talk. So I pursued it from that aspect. As I was wrapping up, I was packing up my stuff to leave, and he mentions, well, it's kind of like the Satterfield thing. And I said, excuse me? And he goes, yeah, the Satterfield. You know, Gloria, I was there the day Gloria died. And I put my stuff down. And I said, okay, let's back up. Let's talk about this for a minute. So he says, you know, I was there. I was over by the kennels. Gloria arrived. I saw her drive up on the property. We waved. She went to the house. A few minutes later, I get this frantic call from Maggie. Gloria's fallen. She's hurt. Please come to the house right away. He rushes over to the house. He sees Gloria on the ground, on the stairs. I think Paul is talking to 911. Maggie's there. They try to render some aid to Gloria. Gloria is totally incoherent. She's not speaking. They're there for a while. EMS arrives. EMS removes Gloria, takes her to the hospital. So I said, well, wait a minute. When did Alex arrive? He goes, what are you talking about? Alex was never there. I said, Alex wasn't there at the time of the fall or before EMS arrived? He said, no, Alex was never there. Alex left earlier to go to work that morning. He didn't arrive back at the house till long after EMS was gone. And in a deposition Alex gave to the insurance company, he claims He was there, and she, Gloria, told Alex that the cause of the fall were the family dogs. She tripped over the dogs. That's not the case at all. Alex Murdaugh created that narrative, in my opinion, to deflect suspicion off of his son, Paul, because that's what Alex does. He takes care of Paul. He tried to do it in the boat murder of Mallory Beach, and you could tell by his sister-in-law's testimony, that's all he was concerned about, even after Paul's death, was clearing his name. So
wow.
This is what I found out.
Wow. Eric Bland, your reaction to this. Why do you think Alex Murdaugh would lie about being there and lie about talking to Gloria Satterfield about what really happened?
First of all, nice to meet you, Steve. I appreciate your work. Again, good morning, Julie. I have a different opinion of what happened to Gloria. I definitely concur with Steve that Alex used this as an opportunity to enrich himself. He saw it like every other client matter, a scheme that he would defraud them and steal. I do not believe Paul Murdaugh, under any circumstances, would ever kill Gloria Satterfield, under any circumstances. There's no evidence that Paul was a drug addict on pills. I think there was a discovery possibly of Alex's pills. But Paul would not kill Gloria. He loved her. He carried a photo of her in her wallet. He had a pet name for her. And the reason I say that, Steve, is because I don't believe if somebody was trying to kill another person, they would let that person get in an ambulance in a semi-conscious state with the possibility that they would go to the hospital, get medical treatment, and wake up. And that Gloria immediately would say, no, I wasn't pushed by the dogs. I was pushed by human hands. So the family and I don't believe that she was intentionally killed. I think her death, which was clearly accidental in our eyes and unfortunate, was used as a means, though, to enrich Alex. Like he looks at every situation as a money situation. Normal people look at every situation in a human situation.
Appreciate it, Eric. Steve, let me go back to you, please, about Eric's theory about this being monetary. I learned from the Netflix doc that Alex Murdaugh had taken out a commercial insurance policy on that property a month before. What do you think about Eric's theory about this being financial and the lies being financially motivated?
I don't disagree with anything Eric said. And I don't believe Paul intended to kill Gloria. I believe they got into some type of altercation, just a verbal, hey, look, I found some this, or maybe did you ever talk to your dad about the pills? I don't know what their conversation was. But Paul, who had a very aggressive and angry temper, just snapped, gave Gloria a little push. She tripped and fell down the stairs. I don't believe he intended to kill her. She just fell, but I believe she fell as a result of her confrontation with Paul. Now, that's just my opinion. And I think Alex jumped in to save Paul, like I said, like he always does. But absolutely, he then took advantage of the entire situation as purely a money-making scheme for himself. I totally agree with that.
Appreciate both of your opinions, certainly. This one is one of those we'll have to kind of wait and see if any more new information is learned once Gloria's body is examined, an autopsy is done. But I appreciate you both weighing in and sharing your respective theories. I want to pick your brains about something that was many things were driving me crazy as I was watching the cross-examination of Alex Murdaugh, but in particular with all of the questions about the money. And I've said on the show how to me that cross was backwards. It should have been about the murders first, then the money, but we heard lots and lots about the money, but no line of questioning about, well, with all this stolen money, where did you put it? Where did it go? Where is all the money? I want to ask you both, if you feel like there's a lot more to this that we just still don't know. Eric Bland, to you first on this, please.
Sure. I think that Alex had a drug problem, and that's a small d, small p, not a capital D drug addict problem. He couldn't have taken $50,000 worth a week of oxycodone. The street value is $10 to $15 a pill. That would be over 300 pills a day. 10 elephants couldn't take that and live. Obviously, when you buy drugs off the street, there's probably different people that take a cut off it. But the fact of the matter is, I think a little bit probably was he was being blackmailed because he was an important, powerful public and private citizen and with a public position. But the fact of the matter is, he either was a part of a drug ring that was dealing drugs, or a lot of this money has been squirreled away in partnerships where he doesn't have an ownership or overseas bank accounts. One thing you could say about Alex is he's not stupid. You saw that smart, cunning ability on the witness stand.
Right.
And people have not given him enough credit over the years that he does have a criminal intelligence. You know, there's ordinary scholarship intelligence, but he's got criminal intelligence.
It's a good way. I like how you put that, Eric Bland. That's good stuff. Steve Peterson, last word to you, please, on this point. As you are a former DEA agent, we have one routinely on the show as a guest who said, I don't see addiction here, I see trafficking. He said it would be a truckload of pills, you know, to Eric's point about the $50,000 a week. We know there was a landing strip on the property in the documentary. There's info about planes landing and Paul allegedly saying that drugs were brought in. What do you see here, please?
Well, I don't see the drug addiction either. You know, by Alex's own admission, he would be using $1.3 million a week to support his drug habit. Or excuse me, a year. $1.3 million a year at $50,000, or actually at $25,000 a week. I don't see that at all. Plus, look at what's happening across America today. All your counterfeit pills are laced with fentanyl. If he was buying drugs in that quantity from traffickers, they wouldn't be actual prescription drugs, they'd be counterfeit drugs. And the chances of them being laced with fentanyl are huge. So if he was really an addict, he'd be dead by now.
Right. The money, where the money went is such a mystery. We'll have to have more conversations about this with you both. You both have so much information to offer. Thank you kindly, Steve Peterson and Eric Bland, both of you for joining us and waking up this morning early to come on Court TV. Take good care.